You like to dig and find stuff. You're nosy.
You think that's what it means?
Do you have an issue with letting the past be the past?
I don't have an issue with the past being the past, but I do believe that the past informs a lot of the present. So I pay attention to it as a point of reference. Oh, dear future husband, wherefore art thou? Welcome to Dear Future Husband. I am Dinalva, the sweetest and spiciest damsel in distress, in search of my knight in shining armor. With the help of Cupid,
With a K.
With the help of Cupid with a K, we explore the realities of fairy tale love, the birds and the bees, and hopefully manifest my Prince Charming. So, dear future husband, we're looking for you. Cupid! Cupid, are you there? Cupid!
Yo, what's good, man? What do you want?
Cupid, I need your help again. Cupid,
Yeah. Alright, let's go, man.
I think we need to have a conversation about...
Can I get some pillows and that next time you call me out here? Because, do you know what I mean?
What pillows
Even
would
though
you
I
like?
don't exist, I need something soft to sit on. But yeah, pause.
Okay, Cupid, I will get you a fluffy pillow for
Thank you.
Nyash to feel comfortable.
Don't make it be pink. It's red. Cupid's
Red.
colour's red. It's a
Red.
common misconception.
Oh yes, that's true. The color of love and passion. Red.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll bring you some pillows, Cupid. Only if you help me with this conversation.
I will
today.
help. I will.
So, Cupid, I've been wondering if my dreams and aspirations could be something that could perhaps cause tension in a future relationship with future husband, because I know that some people sometimes dream a lot and they don't realize that their dreams just come shattering down when they find the one, and then they forever live in regret. So I want to make sure that this doesn't happen to me. So I've been freaking out and I need your help.
So you don't want to be a housewife, basically.
That is not what I'm saying,
That's
Cupid.
what you're saying. It sounds. It's dreams or the kitchen. It seems like you're saying. Well, we'll see.
We'll see. I don't know.
So let's start with, what is your biggest dream?
Oh, so this is what scares me. My dream is quite big. My dream is ambitious. And I think that my ultimate dream will be for me to be somebody that is a voice of reason, a voice of love and kindness for humanity. I want to educate and guide communities, people, the lost and vulnerable ones. That's why I'm a teacher.
That was your dream?
And obviously...
Repeat it again. Repeat it for me.
And okay, so that is my dream for the outside world. I just want to guide people. I want to nurture the world. I want to have a humanitarian purpose.
Okay, that's interesting. But what's your dream?
My dream. I think that's what it is. I want to have my own school. I want to have my kids. I want to have a house. I want to have a husband.
Your biggest dream is to have a husband, kids, a school. Which one is it? Which is what's the main target? Your biggest dream?
To have a sweet family.
To have a sweet family. That's your biggest dream. Describe. Let's talk about a sweet family. What is that?
I would like to have 2 babies. I obviously would love to have my future husband be amazing and kind and sweet and loving and supportive and ambitious and serious and, you know, caring and loving and funny. And I mean, you're asking me about my dream.
Sorry.
Okay, how do I make it simpler? I want 2 kids, a good man that can help me create a life of stability, consistency, and growth for the future.
Even your pictures disagree with you. Okay, cool. A good man, stability, 2 kids, a leader.
A leader.
Okay, that's a cool dream. It's cool. I mean, in today's society, I would say it possibly is big. Maybe before it wasn't seen as like big, but I think if you want to raise a family and you want to be part of a unit that support and love each other, then I think that is probably the highest thing a woman can dream of. So I commend you on your dream. It's good. The other stuff about being like a NATO, UNICEF worker, some ambassador for peace and goodwill, I was thinking, do you want to run the New World Order? I was like, what's going on there? You trying to get into the UN?
So, Cupid, that's why I called you, because I have 2 dreams. One is that one is the other one. So what do I do?
You've already decided which one is actually your dream.
And do you think that I could have both dreams happen?
Is it necessary to have both dreams happen? Are they both of equal importance? Do they both bring equal reward? to you as a person at your core? Let's talk about the teaching side of things. What does teaching do for you? Why have you got a passion for teaching?
I love it because I feel like that's a way of me adding value to the world around me and kind of nurturing the world around me a little bit more. You know, for me to be that change that I want to see in the world.
What adds more value to the world than raising two well-rounded children, supporting a beautiful husband, maintaining a nuclear family that is prosperous and well-nourished? You adding that to the world and teaching those children, because we know that the mother is actually the biggest teacher of the family traditionally. What could surpass that? Because, you know, you can definitely impact two children.
Yes.
You may not impact anyone else doing work outside, but within your own family, you can definitely impact that. So I would say that becoming a mother and a wife would ultimately be fulfilling both roles of being a teacher and impacting the world, because depending on the type of children you have, their impact could be the impact that changes the world, and that's you being the change that you want to see.
Oh, Cupid, you really blow my mind.
No problem, man.
Ooh.
No problem.
So all my loose ends will come together by having a nice family.
Instinctively, your dreams are to become a mother and a nurturer, and also to be part of the unit of love and appreciation. And I think that's what a family is all about. So yeah, it's a great aspiration to be. I think it's downplayed. I mean, I get called out for all kinds of stuff, but not many people really want to be a mother. Not
Yes.
nowadays.
Yes, that's true. And I guess that it is parallel what I'm doing already with the role of motherhood, to
Yeah.
educate, guide, nurture, and be there for the youth, and, you know, help them build themselves to become a wholesome and worthy future adult. Oh, Cupid, you've made me happy, because I started to think that my dreams were so separate from my other dreams and that I could never marry them and make them work together, because I was worried that I'd just become a career-hungry, cold person who cares more about the others than the self.
I still think that there is room in the world for teachers and people with those ambitions, and I still think that you have enough time and enough energy and enough brain cells, from what I can tell, to be able to carry off both of these type of things. I believe that you should pick a focus.
The primary.
Yeah, and understand it's a primary. And then I think along the way, you always will be teaching people. And, you know, I'm not suggesting that you drop your ambitions in any type of way. But if you got your primary focus, you got your primary focus. Your secondary focus or the other things you do should also hold importance in your life. But you have a balance where you know where your priorities are. So your brain should never feel like you're pulled in too many directions. You don't need to.
Yeah, you stretch yourself thin. You can only do so much.
That thin. You don't have to. And I think we are convinced nowadays two has to be everything to everyone and everywhere. And therefore you get the sickness of never being satisfied with what you're actually achieving and what you're actually focusing on, or what you've actually done and accomplished. And we start, we feel like we've got to do this and do that, and there's no days off, and I've got to grind. And first and foremost, I don't even think that that's natural for men. But men adapted that mindset a long time ago to try and compete, and this is work,
Yes, correct,
nothing
correct.
else. And then women were later convinced to join that rat race, and here we are, where people are torn at certain ages between career and family, and often what you find is those responsible for that wave of feminism, as the years went on, they grew to be disappointed with their choices, write books, seminars and everything, basically backtracking and saying, yo, we got it wrong. You know, and this has been documented, we got it wrong, and you know what? We turned our back on femininity, we turned our back on true womanhood, you know, and now we're stuck in the workplace with no family, no kids, no this, no that. Sad place to be.
You're right, Cupid. My bed has been so cold.
Yeah.
I've been so tired of being alone. I don't care about working anymore, dear future husband. I'm waiting for you. Okay, I'm ready to have the school in my home, which is the school for my children.
Oh, nice.
Speaking of children, this is something that somebody told me recently that is quite important. They say that who you truly are, your true gifts, and, you know, who you were as a child is going to really tell you who you're meant to be as an adult and where your personality comes from. And I was wondering, I want you, Cupid, to try and psychoanalyze what it meant for me to want to be these professions when I was younger. So I've got two.
Okay.
The first one ever was I wanted to be an archeologist. Half of me thinks that it's because there's something about it that I thought was really cool, but then also I think it's because I like the word archaeologist. Sounds like really powerful somehow.
Yeah, sounds good.
And then the other one is I wanted to be a lawyer.
Interesting. Okay, so I think did you see Tomb Raider?
My uncle used to play Tomb Raider Lara Croft on the PlayStation. I used to watch him.
I found it.
You found it.
I found it.
That makes sense. You didn't need to dig so deep.
It was either going to be Tomb Raider or Indiana Jones.
It was Tomb Raider. She was so badass, Lara Croft. I loved her.
She was. And also, the actor that played Tomb Raider was Angelina Jolie.
Yes.
Who also happens to be an ambassador for peace and stuff like that. So I wonder, was she an influence on you?
Oh, that's an interesting one. Maybe she was, because I have always admired the power behind a very feminine and, you know, sexy woman, you know, where she doesn't need to do much to be able to be a lot.
She also drank her partner's blood, but we're just...
No, Cupid, relax. It's only the Angelina Jolie after that, the more, you know, halal one. Is that possible? Okay, cool. So archaeology is that...
archaeology, I mean, you have an interest in history?
Yes, Angolan, I guess.
Angolan, okay. You like to dig and find stuff. You're nosy.
You think that's what it means?
Do you have an issue with letting the past be the past?
I don't have an issue with the past being the past, but I do believe that the past informs a lot of the present. So I pay attention to it as a point of reference.
Do you hold grudges?
I don't hold grudges, but I don't forget.
So you hold grudges, basically.
Is that what it means?
I don't know. The way you said it made me think. Secretly, it's a nice way of saying maybe.
I don't hold grudges. I think I just give people one chance to observe maybe something that for me is an anomaly, and then that informs how I'm going to treat you after. I just adapt. It's not because I feel emotionally something towards it, just because I know that there's something that I didn't notice before.
And how do you feel when you make a mistake or you put a foot wrong and then you are judged based on that? How does that make you feel personally?
For myself, I think... whatever, I can try again. It's not a problem. But when other people do that, I'm just thinking, if only you guys knew. I don't take that negativity too much. I can always start again. It's not that big.
You can only start again. So I just wanted to know whether you had a forgiving nature. Yeah, and if your future husband makes some kind of mistake, let's say it's potentially a serious mistake, but you have moved forward from it. Are you the type of person that would bring it up in the middle of an argument, like, but that time when you did da? Or if you've moved forward, have you actually moved forward? Or are you doing archaeology?
Okay, Cupid, I think I have to be honest with this one. I think this is where the archaeology comes in. Because if you've made a major mistake, I need to understand, what happened there? Why was that mistake that could have been made? What was missing? And that's where the digging and investigation may start, where I'm like paying attention to see, how did that go wrong? Okay.
But once you've dug it up and you've polished it off and you've put it in the Natural Dinalva History Museum, and you visited the artifact a few times.
Yes.
And done a TED talk about it.
Yes.
Is it buried? Or in 2 years' time, when we have a is it now going to become recovered?
I think I'll visit the artifact, appreciate it, sometimes dust it off, and then leave it where it is. I don't think I like to revisit the past too much because I don't like negativity. I like to deal with it. Once it's shelved, it stays there, but I can always, see in my peripherals. But I guess it can go. But I guess it's just a safeguarding measure. Okay.
And let's talk about this lawyer aspect. What do you think your motivation, what kind of age was it that you wanted to be a lawyer?
I think I was about 10.
Do you have lawyers in your family?
No, but I think it was because there was a situation that happened with my dad that I felt that was quite unfair. And I remember telling him, I said, Dad, this could never happen to anyone again in the future because I'm going to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
And then I guess it was more out of a protection. I think
So
defense.
you have a high sense of justice.
Yes.
What does justice mean to you?
I think justice means it's an appreciation for the truth, you know? Because if things are influenced by the truth, you'll always be able to apply justice.
Okay. In your recent life, can you give me one example of when you've experienced or witnessed injustice, and an example of what you did when you witnessed or experienced that injustice?
So I'm the sort of person that doesn't mind swimming against the tide. So I tend to always even go out of the system to apply justice, but more in terms of reparation or retribution. So I work in schools. And as you know, behavior management isn't always covered by the policies of the schools and things like this. So sometimes I do feel like there are some children that may be treated unfairly for a number of reasons. So what I do is I kind of give them a retribution or reward kind of aspect outside of the system that gave them the injustice, just to kind of make up for it a little bit. So that's kind of how I apply it and fight it, by going around the outside.
Yeah. And in your relationships, when you feel that injustice has been done against you, how do you seek remedy? How do you settle that with your partner if you feel that they've committed some form of injustice against you?
If a partner was to commit injustice against me, I think I would have to have an admission of guilt and a self-proposed retribution.
Remedy.
You come up with whatever it is, but you have to make it up to me somehow. I need retribution. But you need to admit guilt and then retribution. Is that a red flag or is that okay? Fair enough.
I think it's fair enough.
Fair
If somebody is sorry, then they should be able to admit guilt. How are you with apologies?
I feel uncomfortable because I feel bad for the fact that somebody has to apologize. But when they do say it, I'm like,
Sorry, you must misunderstand. How are you with apologies?
Oh, as in me giving apologies. Oh,
Look at you, you went straight to, when people apologize to me.
Because I am never wrong. I am never wrong. You hear me, dear future husband. And look, I'm playing. How am I with apologies? I'm good with apologies. I think I've learned to become quite humble, and also working with kids, I think that it's taught me how to humble myself to know that I can say sorry to somebody regardless of whatever I think the situation is.
I noticed you said you've learnt to become humble.
Yes.
Okay, so at a stage you've recognised that there was a lack of humility.
Yeah, I think, saying sorry is quite an uncomfortable thing sometimes, and I think I definitely was quite uncomfortable with it. So one of the things I would avoid is making mistakes. So that I don't have to say sorry.
Yeah, that's admirable.
When I did, when
When you do make the mistake,
I'd be like, sorry.
So what is the issue? What was the issue at that point of admitting or apologizing for the mistake? Is it your failure? Is it your determination to kind of always get things right? Or
yes.
is it
I don't like to be wrong. I don't like to be wrong. So me having to say sorry is an admission of failure for myself, which is kind of like, I'm like, it's a disappointment for me to have to say sorry.
And you say that now you've worked beyond that, or you're working against that now, and you're...
Yes. I think that now I've got to a stage where I think that I can be a bit more comfortable, because if I do make a mistake or get a foot wrong, I can just bow, I'm so sorry. Because
last episode we spoke about the ick, and I want to add that to another ick of men. Is a woman that she finds it hard to apologize or recognize where she's gone wrong and admit it. The ownership, accountability. Yeah?
Oh, that word, the A word.
That A word.
That
accountability.
A-word.
So
yes.
I just want to add that. Maybe we could compile a list of icks as we go through, but that's definitely one.
Okay,
another one.
The ick of the week.
Yeah, ick of the week. Woman, if you can't admit that you're wrong,
ick.
I've wasted my arrow, man. And that guy's going to be gone, and I don't have arrows big enough to deal with that.
Okay, that's true. That makes sense. I understand that. Okay. Well, Cupid, I wish you could grant me a wish. Something that could make happen right now. And if you could grant me a wish right now, I'd get you to bring me dear future husband ASAP pronto, right here, right now, ahorita.
So you saying that this is an aspiration that if you could have this overnight, this is what you would have?
Yes, I think so. Do you know why, Cupid? Because I feel like this is the only thing that is holding me back from moving on with my life, from,
Right.
taking the next step into the next stage. I've worked, I've studied, I've gone out, I've seen people, I've met people, I've lived my life, and I feel like now I'm ready for the next step. So, dear Cupid, I beg you, can you start looking properly?
I mean, I've got a little list, but you're in assessment mode right now. I have to assess you. You know what I mean?
Okay, Cupid, well, I can see you getting ready to leave me. Who's calling you now?
Croydon, I'm definitely not going.
You're not going. What's wrong with Croydon?
It's not with a K, put it that way.
Okay, well then. I guess I'll speak to you soon, Cupid. I think I'm done with all my questions for now, but best believe I'm going to sleep tonight. I'm going to dream up some more stuff, and I know I'm going to come up with something.
Okay, well, enjoy.
Thank you, Cupid. Adios. And that was that. Cupid, with a K, has dropped us with a lot of wisdom. So, guys, leave a comment to let me know how you think your dreams and aspirations may go against your ability to find your dear future love. And also, don't forget to drop a little like, show us some love, share the love, and subscribe to Dear Future Husband because we are looking for you.